Hello everyone. Today in this video, we are going to study about the multiple correlation coefficient. So first of all, we will understand what is called multiple correlation coefficient. Then we will do an example, how to find out the correlation coefficient for multiple correlation. Okay, so we'll quickly move on to that. See first, what is multiple correlation? The multiple correlation is written as capital R. First point you have to note here. Then what is this multiple correlation is about? We are going to see. Now, see, first of all, it predicts the value. Okay, so it's going to predict the value of one variable. See, for example, I'm having X, Y, Z, three variable. Then I'm going to predict the value of the X variable on the basis of Y and Z. So Y and Z is two other variables. See, X is one variable. I'm going to predict the variable based on these two. So I'm going to predict. So this is what is the multiple correlation is about. Okay, it predicts the value of one variable on the basis of two or more variables. Suppose if it is three variables, fine. So then if it is four variable, X, I'm predicting the value between Y, Z, for example, N. See, these three variables. Just like that, I am predicting it. Okay, now, so before that, how to predict this? See, the Y and Z will be having a linear combination. So you should understand what's called a linear combination here. Linear combinations will be an equation. See, first, this is called the multiple correlation. Okay. Right. So it predicts the value of one variable on the basis of two or more variables. Then it is called the correlation coefficient, multiple correlation coefficient. Okay. Now we'll quickly move on to what is the other point we want to know, right? It measures the strength of association between the independent variables, right? So it will find out that there will be one independent variable as well as one dependent variable. Okay. So now, see, we want to find out the dependent variable only based on the independent variable. So it is finding the strength of association between the independent and the dependent variable. So we'll quickly move on to find out how it has been calculated. See, the value is always between 0 and 1. You have to remember here. Okay, right. So this is called multiple correlation. The higher value, there is the stronger the association. When we are having a higher value, then we are having the stronger association. This is the point you have to remember. So we'll do one example how this multiple correlation is being calculated here. Okay. So now we want to find out the correlation between three variables. Okay. Now this is the first variable, academic achievement of a student based on anxiety and intelligence. Okay, so now I'll call this particular as X, I'll call this as Y, I'll call this as Z. See, I'm going to show it here. So there are three variables here. One is X, I'm taking it as X, I'm taking it as Y, I'm taking this as Z. Okay, now first variable is academic achievement. So I want to find out the correlation of X only based on the other two. That's what is my work here. So now what I'm going to do here. So it is calculated as the correlation between. So I'll take the variable 1 here and I'll take the linear combination of this as another two variable. I'm going to find out the correlation between these two. Then it is called multiple correlation. Okay. So now it is calculated as the correlation between X, this particular X, that is the nothing but academic achievement, and the linear combination of Y and Z. So I'm going to have a linear combination of Y and Z. Then I am going to find out correlation between these two. Now, you should understand what is this linear combination. See, for example, 3y plus 4z. If I write, this is called a linear combination. See, these two variables are multiplied with some numbers, which is relevant, and making an equation for this and X. For this and X, I'm finding out the correlation. That is called the, your multiple correlation here. Okay, now it is calculated as the correlation between X and the linear combination of Y. See, for example, I can write like this, X dot YZ. That means what? See, the correlation between X and the linear combination of these two, a correlation is being calculated between these two. That is called, see, I can write it as 1.23 also. So this is the variable 1. Okay, this is variable 2 and variable 3. And when I put a dot, this means that 2 and 3 are having the linear combination. I am comparing the correlation between these two. That's what you have to remember here. Okay. So now what is the other thing you have to note it down here? It is denoted as RXYZ. Okay. Now X dot, that means we are just finding out the correlation X based on YZ. So linear combination of the next two I'll take, then I'll find out the correlation. Don't worry too much about this linear combination and all. We'll be having a formula for this. So always that formula to be replaced and find it out. Okay. So for example, R1.23 may be there, R2.13. What is the meaning of this? 2, variable 2 is taken first, and then 1, 3, I am going to compare it. Okay, this is very simple. See, it can be denoted by Rx.yz, or I can denote it by Ra.bc. I can denote it by R1.23, whichever is relevant for you, I can find it out. So here, the first variable alone is having the correlation compared with the other two. So that's what you have to remember. This is called the multiple correlation, very simple one. So we're going to calculate how. So we have to calculate X and Y correlation here. If you do not know how to calculate the correlation, simple correlation, then you can visit the link which I have posted here for how to find out correlation. Anyway, we are going to study the same thing once again. Okay, so now it is denoted by R1.23 also. Okay, so you can remember we are going on to a sum here. Okay, so now when I want to use the sum, okay, now R1.23 is this is the correlation coefficient. Okay, now multiple correlation coefficient. Now you just listen like this, R1.23. Now how all these values are taken, you see here, see 1 and 2 I am taking, then 1 and 3 I am taking, then 2 and 3 I am taking. Just you have to write like this. So if it is R2.13 is given, so I'll have to write 2 and 1 you take first, 2 and 3 you take next, and then 1 and 3 you take next. That's how you will remember this formula. Okay, so this is the shortcut how to remember the formula. Otherwise you can buy it. Okay, so now 1 2 1 3 2 3. So now 1 2 1 3 then 2 3. Have this habit of just writing like this so that you can remember. Okay, now whatever is given, that 2 3 and 2 3 will be equal. So imagine I am going to write 2.13. I want to write. How will I write now? See, 2 1 2 3 then 1 3. Okay, so now 2 1 whole square I'll write, R square, like this. So I'm going to replace this number to remember. Okay, so now it is easy to remember like this. So now what are all these things I'm going to tell? See, this is called the multiple correlation. Now R1.23 is the multiple correlation between X and the next two I'm taking the linear combination. Okay, now what is this R12? R12 is the correlation between X and Y, because I'm taking X, Y, Z, X as 1, Y as 2, and Z as 3. So that R12 will be the correlation between X and Y. You can find it out separately as a sum, or you can put one simple tabular column to find out all the values. Then what is the other one? 1, 3 is a correlation between X and Z. Why Z is coming? Because Z is termed as 3 here. Then the next one is 2 and 3. It is between Y and Z. So all these three correlations, I'm going to find it out. I'm going to substitute in the formula. That's all. It is finished. Okay. So we'll be doing only one sum here so that we'll understand. So that sum we are doing it in two methods. Okay. I'm going to show it here. Now calculate the multiple correlation R1.23. Sometimes they will tell you R2.31. Like this also they can tell, whichever is asked. According to that, you are going to alter the formula and we are going to do it. So now what is X variable is given, Y variable is given, Z variable is given. So X variable I can take it as 1, Y variable I can take it as 2, Z variable I'm taking it as 3. Now I'm going to use. So how to do this now? So same thing you are going to draw here. Okay, now what is X here? 2. Then I'm going to square it and write here. Okay, now 2 square, here 5 square, then 7 square, then 11 square. Okay, now I'm going to do one particular row first and show it to you. Then you will understand this. This is easy as usual, how we have done it already. Now X square is, so 2 square, so it is 4. Now what is Y square? 3 square is 9. Then what is this one? So Z square. It's finished. Now X and Y. What is X here? 2. What is y here? 3. So now I'm going to multiply that. First row alone, I'm doing it. Now we can see 2 into 3, that will be given as 6. That is written here. Okay. Now, what is next one? X and Z. So 2 into 1, I'm going to multiply. I'll write it in XZ. Then what I'm going to do it, Y and Z. Now Y is 3, Z is 1. So I'm going to multiply and write it. This is how the first row is finished. So similarly, all the numbers, you can follow the same method. Okay. Now 25, how it is coming? It is 5 square. Okay. 5 square is 25. Similarly, 7 square 49, 11 square 100. So either you can do it as a column wise or row wise. You are going to fill it up all the values. Okay. So now I'm going to show it. Now y square means y will be 6. So it is 36. 10 is 100. So I'm going to write the row wise. I'm sorry. Right. Now how come it is coming? Z square 3 square. Right. Like that, we are going to fill all the data. So first of all, we are going to fill the data according to the top level, whatever is given in the header. I'm going to finish it. Okay. So now, once completed, I'm going to find out the total of all the columns you are going to. I have totaled this column. I have totaled this column. I have totaled this column, this column, this column, this column, this column, this column, this column. Okay. So now I think double check it. Right. Fine. Right. So now I'm going to use the formula for here R12, R12, because X is 1 for me, Y is 2 for me. So I am using R12 here. Okay. Now after R12, I am substituting in this formula all the values, whichever is relevant to this. So what is my N here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That N I'm going to just put it here. So 4, 238. I'm getting it from here. I'm writing it here because it is sigma xy. Sigma x is 25. Sigma y is 31. So 25, 31. That is over. Then I'm coming for the denominator. Sigma x square is 199. I'm putting 199 as usual. With this is 4. Then 25 is sigma x the whole square. Then n is 4. This is 289, and I'm putting it, and then 31 whole square. Now, once it is completed, I'm going to calculate what is the answer. Okay, so now as usual, you can calculate these things. You can multiply these numbers, then you can subtract. I'm getting 177. I have used a calculator, so that you can also use the calculator because it is allowed. So if it is manual calculation also, you should be able to do it manually, right? So now once 179 divided by 182. 0.61 for this, right? Square root of 171 into root of 195, multiply, find the square root, you will get 182.61. Then we are going to find out there's x equal to 0.97. Then I am just putting a box and keep it so that I can use it in the last answer. So R12 is equal to 0.97. Okay, now just stick on to the same method. We will be doing the same once again. We are going to use it now. Okay, so the next one, what we are going to do is the next one is the R13 we are calculating. So we will be doing it the correlation between X, Y, Z. Okay, that is the brief thing, right? Now, the second one, you must be very careful here. So to calculate, see, already I have calculated this value. I kept it just like a previous one. Okay, so now I have found out this is just like a previous method only. So all the total, I'm going to use it here. Okay. Now here the formula alone will change now. What is the formula here? 1 and 3. So when I go for 1 and 3, X is 1 and 3 will be Z. Okay. Now 3 will be Z. For that, I'm using it. So just alter the formula here. N into sigma X and Z. Previously, if you have noticed, it should be Y. So always X, Y, Z. According to that, you will change the formula. You can remember. So just like a previous method, we are calculating the values here. Okay. So now what was the value I got it for this? So I got R13. And one more thing is left out. R23 I'm going to calculate now. The same method I'm going to calculate. I'm going to write it here. Okay, so now I am moving on to the next one to calculate the similar method. So I don't want to waste the time. Just I'm moving on to calculate. In the first one, I explained all these things. Now you can see this. So we have done it here. Similarly, I'll use the formula. The formula is little different here. You have to note down the formula. You see the formula here now. 2, 3. Now, what is x is 1, y is 2, okay, then z is 3. So 2, 3 means I am changing the formula for y and z. Here in the formula, y and z is being used instead of x. There won't be any x here. So you must be only one point you have to note down here, how to just alter the formula according to whatever is asked. So I am going to find out R23 here. So I calculated the value already, just like the previous one. So it comes around R is equal to R13. I'm sorry, this should be R23, right? R23 should be 0.97. Okay, there is some small error here. You can see there, R23. Okay, it is there. Right, now all the three values are with me. So I'm going to substitute in the formula, right? R12 is 97. I got it already. R13 is 99. Then R23 is equal to 0.97, 0.99, 0.97. Then I'm going to use it in the correlation formula. Which is the correlation formula here? This is the correlation formula. There I'm going to just write down the value here. Okay, now R12 is 0.97. This is it. Okay, now R13 is this is it, and R23 is this here. I'm going to substitute these values in the formula. Okay, pretty easy it is. Just I'm going to substitute this formula. I'm going to simplify this. Okay, 0.97 whole square, 0.97 whole square. This is 13 formula. 2 R12, this is R12, this is R13, this is R23, this is R23 the whole square. Okay, so now I'm going to simplify this. I've used a calculator, for example. So I got this value. Okay, so now that is root of 0.98. Then I'm going to find out square root of 0.98. The same thing around will come. So I can find out it is nothing but 0.99. Okay, that is my answer. So that is nothing but R1.23. Suppose if they ask R2.13, you are going to use the same procedure, alter the formula and use the same method. Okay, so I hope this explanation is clear for you. If you have any doubt, just put on the comment box whatever the doubts, so that we can clear the doubts for you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day.